Welcome everyone, it's Glacier Guy. I'm rocking the gray shirt as always. It is September 11th, 2022. It is 21 years since the attacks of 9/11, but that's not what the main topic of the video is about. We're going to be doing a studio update, going over a bunch of projects and things like that, but since it is 9/11, we'll do a little quick thing at the beginning. So, I was a freshman in high school when it all went down. I went throughout high school post 9/11 world. That was... it was an interesting experience, and it's interesting talking to all my coworkers, like where they were when it happened. And I have a few coworkers that were born after 9/11, and so I asked them, I was like, what is it like to be growing up and not knowing about 9/11 at all? And I mean, there are a couple other like in their 20s who are like, I was a kid when it happened, so I don't know anything about it. And then one of the older guys in them was like, it's like they're Pearl Harbor, and I was like, huh? As in, my generation didn't live through Pearl Harbor, and so we only know about it. We know the aftermath about it, but we don't know anything, like we didn't live through it, so it's kind of like this generation's version of Pearl Harbor, where they know about it, they know about the videos, they've seen the documentaries, their parents have talked about it, but they don't know about it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting perspective. All right. So yeah, it was an interesting time, but a lot of things came out of it. A lot of things that I agree with, some things I don't agree with, but we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. Let's just move on to the next thing on my list. I got a huge list of topics over here on the right because it's been a couple weeks since we last did a video. Biggest update since last video, my fiance visited last weekend. She was here for the Labor Day weekend, which was great. Like, picked her up from the airport, spent all weekend with her. It was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So about 5 days ish. Well, a little bit under 5 days because she got here in the evening on Thursday and left in the midday on Monday. It's about 4.5 days. But man, I miss her already. I missed her the moment I dropped her off. And I dropped her off and I was cleaning up the house. It wasn't super dirty or anything, but I was cleaning up the house and she texted me. She's like, hey, my plane's getting delayed. Would it be fine if I picked you up? And I was like, absolutely. But I turned the air conditioner back off because she likes it really cold. I like I like to save a little bit more money. I don't like it as cold. But I told her, I was like, hey, once you move in, once we're married and you live here, as long as you pay for the electricity bill, you can keep it at 70. I don't care. If I'm paying the bill, like, I'm gonna keep that a little bit warmer. But anyway, so yeah, we did a lot of cool stuff. We'll talk about that as we go along. I actually have a topic down at the bottom of the thing called "Missing My Fiance," which is kind of funny. All right, so there was a couple weeks ago when I started to record a video, but I never released it just because I thought it was kind of meh. We're Imperial Guard rumors, and it looks like possibly we might be getting Imperial Guard. Well, the rumor was February. But there was a GW release thing that kind of hints towards winter, kind of hints towards November, December timeframe, but it could still be February. It's still possible because we're going to get Guard and World Eaters around, I don't know if the same weekend. That'd be kind of cool if it was a Guard World Eaters like combined release. But I think they might actually... In the picture, it shows Guard first and then World Eater second, but I think they actually might do World Eaters and then Guard. From what I understand, it's the Guard rulebook has had to been sent back multiple times because it's either too overpowered or too underpowered. But so Guard, there's some issues. I hope that some of the rumored changes, I hope they don't do, because it would just like, it would have to cause me to reorganize entire armies. And if I have to rebuild whole infantry squads because of the changes, I'm just going to 3D print those extra models. Like, I'm not going to go out and try to find metal destroying kits and stuff like that. I'm just going to 3D print what I need to like fix up those squads with those few models that I don't have, which would be all right. But aside from that, there was when was it? Was it last weekend or a couple weeks ago? I can't remember exactly when it was, but there was a recent release. With more Leagues of Votann releases and rumors, and I'm just still not digging Leagues of Votann. I like Fantasy Dwarves. I don't have a problem with Fantasy Dwarves, but these squats are just... I'm just not feeling the vibe. Like, they're going to be strong. I feel like they're going to be very powerful, like, game-wise. I think they're going to bring a lot of stuff. And actually, after this video, I wanted to watch the Warhammer Plus, what was it? Tyranids versus Votann. I want to see that. I haven't watched that yet, but I did watch their battle report against the Guard. I feel like what they brought on the Guard side, that's not, no, you're not. Like, I do like mass infantry, but even with my mass infantry, you still bring a couple Lehman Russes. You still bring a couple tanks. I feel like, I don't know. It didn't seem very like balanced or like in favor of the Guard. It was a very thematically looking army. It looked nice. I know it took me a while to realize that those were just kind of Cadian legs. I was, anyways, just if you haven't watched that one yet, it's all right, but I think it was skewed a little too close to the Votann. But yeah, I'm just not super digging the Votann. But Slaves to Darkness though for Age of Sigmar, that kit looks great. The Chosen look great with the great weapons and everything. What are they called? The Orgarians? They're like the Minotaur guys. Those guys. I don't know if there's any new sculpts in there, but I don't have any of those, and getting a 3 squad of those would be pretty sweet. And then the new Demon Prince. Like, of course I'm gonna get the new Demon Prince for Slaves to Darkness, and so I'm just like, I think I've decided my Slaves to Darkness army is going to be green armor, so kind of Nurgle-ish. Is where I'm leaning on my Slaves to Darkness is going to have a green armor with maybe a brassy trim, maybe not so much gold, but might be leaning Nurgle on our Slaves to Darkness for Age of Sigmar. So that'll be pretty sweet. Anything else from that rumors thing? No, not really. Like Underworlds, all those ones weren't like super exciting. They did show the new Khorne Berserkers, which still frustrating because I'm still 100% in the camp that they're going to. So my original World Eaters, the champions had combi bolters, which are just bolters with basically 2 bolters slapped together. And it looks like they're going to get rid of the combi bolters and go towards plasma pistols being like the only special weapon for the like the sergeant, whatever they call that, the Chaos Chosen or whatever for the Berserkers. Berserker Champion or whatever. But they are going to get a big chain axe, which looks kind of cool. We'll see. And if I have to gotta chop off those combi bolters and put some plasma pistols on, I'm just gonna have to look for some plasma pistols. I got plenty of plasma pistols lying around, but it's just the fact that I got to do that. It's only on 3 models. There's that. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. All right, let's move on. So we're gonna roll. Throughout the rest of this video, there's going to be a bunch of B-roll that just kind of replaces my face, or maybe I'll move myself in the corner or whatever. I'm not 100% sure exactly how I'm going to do it. But Lantean spears. We assembled all of our Lantean spears. We sub-assembled them. We have them all primed. And then we did, for the vehicles, we did an airbrush with turquoise. And then we did a dead white airbrush zenithal highlight for everything else that wasn't a vehicle. Kind of thought, after looking at it now and like dealing with like hand brushing on the turquoise, I was like, maybe I should have just airbrushed the whole thing turquoise. I was thinking maybe after I do this infiltrator squad, which you should be seeing the video on the screen, but after I finish painting this infiltrator squad right now, it needs to do the black trim, the gold trim, and then pick out any more of the details for like the grenades and the guns and all the other stuff, and the helmets. But once I do all that, I think the next squad might be a Blade Guard veteran squad, and I think I might airbrush the turquoise and it's Sotek green, and then the lighter shade, which is Temple Guard blue. I might just airbrush those on, and the only annoying part about airbrushing is trying to get a wash and an airbrush, and I could do the airbrush of both colors. And then do a wash through the airbrush possibly, or just thin it down before I put it on the model, because typically I don't thin down my washes because I'm going to layer over top of them. So there is like a little bit of like back and forth of like how I want to do it. But we might experiment with the airbrush to do some transitionary layers, so I'm not spending so much time painting layers as I am on these. It will give those models an overall different look, which would be interesting. something my Talarn, I did that. I was doing all vehicles a certain way, and then I tried a different wash. I tried more of a traditional model enamel wash, and it looked good, but it looked way different than the rest of the army. So there is that concern where we might have a difference of like tone or value or look, and I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the Atlantean Spears. We got all that on the painting table, slowly working through it. I got some painting done yesterday, a very little amount on Friday, and the last weekend didn't really get a whole lot done. I think I got a little bit of base coating while she was getting ready for something. We had a couple hours before we had to go somewhere, so we're like, hey, while you're taking a shower and all that stuff, I'll paint. Yeah. Moving on, next thing. We Terrain for a Print. I forget the guy's name, but he released a much bigger new Ruins kit, new 3D printed Ruins kit. This thing's giant. It's like a giant haul, and you could it has like you can do the skeletons for the interior, or you can just do the exterior. You can do one wall. You can do both walls. You can make this thing huge, and you should be seeing it right now. But I started printing some of it. I have the front and the first corner done. And those are printed without any battle damage. And then I printed the rear exit like fully ruined because I want like the front half of the buildings to look fine, and I want the back half of the building to become like all ruined and smashed in. So that's printing. Well, not currently. The printer's not going right now, but I'm gonna probably start running it again right after this. I like to give a couple hours between prints for my printer to just kind of cool down. Not that it really. So. The printer doesn't need to be cold. It's fine. It'll work just fine. It actually heats itself up to work. I just don't want to wear out the bearings as much. Yeah. So, anyways, big print. It's gonna look really good on any of the boards I use it on. I might print 2 or 3 of these big buildings because I feel like in ruined sections, because I don't have to glue them together because they're just a big building that I can kind of. I'm gonna glue the sections together, the 3 levels, but I don't think I'm gonna glue the pieces together unless there's like a corner I want to be glued together. But I think having a couple of these on a board is gonna look really cool for like a big industrial complex. So yeah. All right, moving on though. We got some stuff from Forge World. We got where is he? I got him. Oh, he's not around me. Anyways, we got Marduk Cedrus. Marduk. Apologies, sir, if I'm mispronouncing your name. Lord of the 23rd Order. And this guy is pretty cool looking. He's pretty sweet. Now, a little story on this one. I ordered it last Friday or something like that. Or no, I think last Wednesday, somewhere around that time. He didn't ship until Monday, Tuesday. And then it said he'll arrive Saturday. And I was like, oh, cool, awesome, nice. And I ordered I got the Imperial Armor Compendium, and I've been getting my rules for all of my Forge World models off like Wahapedia or off of Battlescribe or wherever. I've just been getting the Imperial Armor Compendium rules, and I was like, I might as well buy the official rule book. But I'm not going to buy it unless I buy something from Forge World, and I wasn't going to buy anything from Forge World because I was just like, no, I'm good. I got plenty of models. But then this stupid freaking Lord of the 23rd Order came out, and he's looking sweet. He's got that awesome plasma pistol. In 30K, it's I forget the name of it. Do I have it? No, I don't. I left the Loyalist rule book in the back. Yeah, he's looking nice, and I'm going to use him as a Chaos Space Marine Lord. So I have the Fallen. I have 30 Fallen Space Marines. Well, okay, so I have 30 Dark Angel 30K bodies, or just infantry squads. But I guess technically, if you pull out the old Heretic rulebook, let me look at this real quick because I think they're not. I think they would not legally count as tactical squads because the way I built them. Yeah, they would not count as tactical squads. They would have to be. Where are they in here? Where are elites? It's fast attack, troops. Nope, I think we got to go back for elites. Here we go. I think they would have to be considered veteran squads because they have, let's see. Yep, they got a, where is it? They got a Melta, then I think they got a plasma gun. Any model may take a power weapon, lightning claw. So, and then, so originally they were modeled as Fallen, and the Fallen rules, which I think are long gone now, I don't think they're legal anymore, had you could take a melee weapon in the squad. So I gave each of the 3 squads a Thunderhammer, which now you can't. So if I'm going to use them as like Legionnaires and Chaos Space Marines, I have to use them for I have to say like it's a heavy chain axe or something. Or I could say it's a power weapon if I take them in 30k. Well, anyway, so I have those Dark Angels that are Fallen, but they're in 30k armor and 30k shoulders and everything like that, and 30k helmets for Horus Heresy. And so I have this new model, which is looking pretty sweet, and he's going to be he's going to be a Terminator Chaos Lord HQ choice for my Chaos Space Marine army. Now I already have an HQ choice for that army, but I was like, we'll just get another one because this model just looks awesome with a power sword and plasma pistol. I think it looks sick. So yeah, that's what I got from Forge World. So now I have the official rules. All right, moving on. While my fiance was here, she was so awesome. She got me a couple models when we went to different hobby stores as we were going around. I love her so much, and so we got this Primaris Lieutenant Tolmeron. He's a Blood Angel Primaris Lieutenant. I don't remember when it was. Maybe it was was it before? Was it the last Blood Angel Codex, or was it this Blood Angel Codex? I'm not 100% sure, but they did release him. But I thought he had rules, but I guess he never had his own rules. And so he's just a Primaris Lieutenant. And my new painting guideline that I'm following is if it's a named character, I'm going to paint it the GW color scheme. So when I paint Mephiston over here, he's not going to be teal, he's going to be red. And so I thought this guy might have official rules, but he doesn't. So he's going to be painted teal with the lantean spears. He's just going to be any old regular Primaris Lieutenant, which would be all right. Then we picked up a Praetor and a Chaplain Consul, which trying to find where the chaplains are in this book. Yeah, they're what do they call them? They're just considered centurions. Yeah. So they're literally just considered centurions. I actually went to the page. Yeah, and then you pick based upon what kind of points you are. So it's 60 points for a centurion, but a chaplain centurion is an additional 35 points on top of that, so 95 points. And then they have all the same kind of weapons and stuff. Interesting enough, though, I don't see like a Crozius as a weapon, but the model does have a Crozius, and so I think I'm just going to call it a Power Maul. At least that's just my first glance. And then we have our Contemptor Dreadnought. We are making Rylanor. So yes, the Contemptor Dreadnought kit does come in the starter set for Horus Heresy, but it does not come with the assault cannon, the chain gun thing. It doesn't come with that as an option. It comes with like the auto cannon, the las cannons, and things like that. And so I was like, well, no, the Rylanor from the Horus Heresy novels has a power fist and a chain gun, and so like I have to do Rylanor properly. Rylanor Ancient of Rights. So we were at the hobby store, and I was like, hey, I just want this one Contemptor Dreadnought. So the Primaris Lieutenant and the Praetor and the rulebook that you see here, those, the Loyalist Horus Heresy rulebook, those are at one store, because we went to 2 different hobby stores, and at this one hobby store I was like, yeah, I just want this one. This is the only thing I want. And then she's like, okay, cool, no problem. And she bought it for me. And then I got in the car and I was like, do you know about Rylanor the Ancient of Rights? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh boy, do I have to show you a music video. So I played, look it up on YouTube. I played the Rylanor Ancient of Rights song in my car. And bless her heart, she sat there the whole thing. And then she looks over, she's like, are you crying? I was like, it's so beautiful. But yeah, Rylanor the Ancient of Rights, I'm going to make that model. Now, because my 30k army is Alpha Legion, I can put Rylanor in there as like a false flag, a false agent, or whatever they call them. Hold on. Now I have to look it up, but we got plenty of time. Don't worry about it. Plenty of time. A long video. It just opened it up to a different page, but Horus Lupercal, they did release what his Ascended model is going to look like. And yeah, Horus Ascended for an extra 400 points. He's looking beefy. He's looking nice. But let's get to, yeah, so we got Alpha Legion. False Colors, I think is what it's called. No. Is it False Colors? Hold on. Master of Lies. Smoke and Mirrors. Rewards for Treachery. I think it's Rewards of Treachery. I believe so. But anyways, you get to take up to 3 units that would be in a different army. So, obviously. Then I found out Emperor's Children doesn't have a Rylanor, doesn't have rules for Rylanor. So, realistically, I could just take him as any old Contemptor Dreadnought. But he's going to have the cannon and the fist, and he will not have the shoulder rocket pad, because Rylanor did not have that. At least as far as I know in all the rulebooks, or in all the novels. I should find a virus bomb and just have him holding it. That'd be kind of cool. How big would a virus bomb be? I'd have to look to see if I have anything that would be equivalent to a virus bomb size. Either way, so we got enough of that. But we did get the Loyalist rulebook because I had the Heretic one. I didn't have the Loyalist one. Now I do. And so if I ever do make a Loyalist army, I have the rules. We're good to go. So that's nice. And I like flipping through there and looking at all the different Loyalist chapters. Soul Tarvitz. The model for Soul Tarvitz is out. I mean, it's been out for a while. Yeah, I'm looking at that one, and I'm like, no, we're making Alpha Legion. We're not making Emperor's Children. We're making Alpha Legion. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Next topic. We got our overhead camera mount. As you see in the video, it is quite tall. It could actually go higher, but that's where it kind of set it to where it was the right height to have the camera view the full 6x4 foot table. I don't have any footage of what that looks like yet. And so when the camcorder is up there, I actually have no real easy way of seeing what the footage is. So I plan on taking a cable, and I have an extra TV, and I was going to have a TV set up streaming directly, showing me the output from the camera to see if it looks good for battle reports, because I wanted to have an overhead camera view for battle reports for a while, just to see how an overhead camera view for a few battle reports looks. But I want to be able to, like, with this current 4K camcorder, can I see enough detail of the battle space from above to be able to know what's going on, or is it too far away? So we'll see how that all works out. If it doesn't work out the way I want it to, I will probably lower the mount and then have 2 cameras, like covering one half of the battle and covering the other half of the battle, or maybe angled inward. We'll see how we do it. But I do like the idea of having overhead camera as an option. And so yeah, we got the overhead camera mount. It was money. It cost money. So there was that. All right, so let's move on. We did some sorting some Magic cards out. So I cleaned out my hobby or where all my Magic cards are stored out. I cleaned all that out. I took you don't see it here, but there was 6 huge 5,000 card boxes full of just bulk commons and uncommons. And then I had binders stacked on binders of all, because I was trying to collect all the sets from Return to Ravnica until now. I was trying to collect. I had binders and boxes with just one of each or a couple of each card in them. Well, in the binders, it was like up to a play set of each card. And but I had a couple 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, I went through and I had took out all the cards at the time in those binders that were worth a lot of money. And so what was left was just the rares, commons, uncommons that aren't super worth a lot. But I went through all those binders and I took out all of the rares. And so it was just commons and uncommons. There's a local hobby store within the neighborhood, within probably like 15 minutes of my house. And I was like, hey, I have all this bulk, all this commons and uncommons. I'm not really looking for anything. Would you be interested in taking it? And he had just reopened his store. He had a store at a different location at one point many years ago, but he had issues. He had to shut the store down. But he just reopened this store, and I was like, yeah, do you want? And he's like, hell yeah. He wanted to. The whole reason that he's wanted to start a Magic League for kids that they currently don't have like a way to afford to get into Magic, because Magic can be expensive to start. And these are kids in middle school, and they don't have jobs or anything like that, or like I don't know how their allowance situation. The economy is the way the economy is, and so I was like, hey, I'll donate all of my bulk to you, and whatever you want to do, you can do it. And so I sorted through all that, and so when my fiance was here, we didn't have any plans for that Sunday, and I was just like, well, I'm gonna bring my Magic cards out, and we're gonna watch. So we were watching Lord of the Rings. I was like, do you mind if I sort these cards while we watch Lord of the Rings? And she's like, no, it's fine. And then at first I was sorting them, but I was sorting them by set. And then she was starting to fall asleep. And then she goes, hey, I can help you sort them, but can we sort them by color? And I was like, well, realistically, yeah, they sorted by color would probably make more sense for what we're going to do, because we're just going to give them away. And kind of realistically, we probably didn't have to sort them the way I did. Well, I mean, sorting by color was fine, but I did start taking stuff out of binders, and then later on, I actually brought the binders to the store. I only de-bindered like 3 sets, and so yeah, we ended up sorting it all out, and then I think it was Tuesday. Then Monday after she left, I did some more sorting, and then Tuesday, I did the last bit of sorting, and I think I brought it over Tuesday or brought it over Wednesday. But I brought it over to the hobby store, and I was like, here you go, bam. I put all the big boxes in my trunk, and it like weighed my trunk down, and I was just like, oh, ooh, don't break my suspension, but we're good, we're good. Next time if I'm putting something heavy, I'm putting the back seat to kind of even out the load. But I don't know. Trunks realistically should be designed to be able to take that much load, but I wanted the center of balancing. It's a thing on like when you weight and balance an aircraft. I don't know. Do cars have weight and balance? I know trailers do. Trailers have weight and balance issue. You want to make sure your weight on your trailer is balanced a certain way. But moving on. So now what you see here throughout the rant is me sorting through all of the cards that I didn't give away. And some of these were in Commander decks. They were just in other binders. And so it's just a long-term project. Probably won't do it any more of it today. Maybe next week if I like just don't have enough time to paint or whatever and I want to do something for an hour or two, maybe I'll knock those out. But all right, sorting through that. All right, moving on. We got our current pile of shame. This is in our store, one of our storage rooms. Not the storage room with Magic. This is a different storage room. My house is like 3 storage rooms. 2 storage rooms and then the garage. But yeah, we got we got the Lord of Skulls we got to do. We got the Helldrakes. We got some stuff for World Eaters to update. We got 2 Decimators. Those would be sweet. Really looking forward to those. And then we have, what do we got? We got some some stuff for our Space Wolves. Yeah, we have 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts. I'm actually not watching the video right now. I'm just trying to remember it off memory. 3 Redemptor Dreadnoughts and 2 Wolfguard Dreadnoughts that will be Murderfang and the other, I forget his name. He's the other Space Wolf Dreadnought character. The HQ choice. So that'll be that. We also have a Primaris Tech Marine for those. And then we have all the rest. Well, you've seen one of the models. I think I probably put it back. But either way, so the rest of it is there's a couple guards. There's 1 or 2 guard models in there, but a lot of it is my Alpha Legion. And so I have the Start Collecting box, and then I have the Kratos Pattern Assault Tank, and I have a Special Weapons box to make a Special Weapons support squad. And so yeah, that's current pile of shame we got going on there, of like unassembled models. But actually, now that we mentioned it, let's hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. I want to go over. All right, I had to re-record this section. So we have the Alpha Legion list. 3,000 points is actually 2,999 points, which is interesting enough. You'll see some little flags right here on the troops. That's because when you select chain bayonets, for some reason it gives you an error. And it's supposed to, for every bolter you can have a chain bayonet. So I don't know why it's giving me an error in Battlescribe, but we're just going to go with it. It does still count the points, though. All right, let's. So we have a Centurion Chaplain, because we do have that one Chaplain model. We have a regular Centurion, and the mostly reason is because I had 2 Praetors in here, but they were a little too high in points. So this Centurion is basically just the Praetor model with the axe. It's probably a placeholder. I might take it out, might leave it in. We have a Legion Praetor with the Power Sword. That's the one that comes in the Start Collecting box. Contemptor Dreadnought. But this one has 2 las cannons because we have enough extra bits to make 2 las cannons. Our Terminator Cataphractii squad is the full 10-man. But what we're doing different that doesn't come in the Start Collecting box is if you go to Forge World and you look at the special weapons sprue that comes with, or that you can buy for Cataphractii, it includes all the combi weapons that are not in the plastic kit, and it includes the plasma blaster that's only in the Tartaros kit, and then it includes some other weapons like the Reaper autocannon, which is also only in the Tartaros kit, but not in the Cataphractii kit. But those are options you can take with the Cataphractii. So we're taking obviously we're taking the Spartan. We're gonna add a multi-melta sponson to the Spartan, and I think that might be the only upgrade we did to the Spartan. Maybe we added 1 or 2 things, maybe Hunter Killer Missile, but I'm not 100% sure. But for the Cataphractii squad, we're going full 10-man. All 10 of them have Chain Fists, 2 of them have Plasma Blasters, and 8 of them have Volkites. And the reason why is we were able to... The Forge World one is $38, and you only get 1 Plasma Blaster and 1 Volkite Culverin. But we found a 3D printing file that will give us... that we can just print in like an hour and a half. We can print 8 Volkites and 2 Plasma Blasters, and so that's what we're going to do with Cataphractii. And we have plenty of Chain Fists in the kit, so we don't have to 3D print the Chain Fists, so we're good there. We have 2 tactical squads, one a 20-man, one a 10-man. One of the sergeants, on one of them will have a Plasma Pistol Power Fist, the other one will have Plasma Pistol Power Sword, just because those are kind of the different types of models that come in the box. Both squads have a Legion of Vexilla, mostly because the Vexilla looks cool and it has does have decent abilities. And then both squads, the normal bolt guys will have chain bayonets. I plan on going full chain bayonets because the chain bayonet's good. It's +1 strength. It's 2-handed, but if that's the only melee weapon you have, you don't need to really worry about 2-handed. It's shred, so that's really good. Shred's good for rerolling wounds. And yeah, +1 strength, being good to go. There's another rule for it. I forget what the other rule is, but shred is the main rule. So, and yeah, so those attack squads we have since the Start Collecting box comes with 40 guys in it, we're gonna use 10 of those guys to make a Legion Sport squad with full plasma gun. So that's good. We do have a Kratos squadron tank. So we have a Kratos. Originally, I was gonna go full Volkite on it, but after looking at it closer. And understanding AP values, how AP values work in 40k versus how they work in Horus Heresy, I misunderstood. I thought Volkite was really high armor penetration, but it's not. It's more like anti-horde. And I wanted the Kratos to be pretty full armor penetration, and the battle cannon on the Kratos has 3 different firing modes, and they're really good. They're overall really good. I looked at the multi-melta, so I can swap out the guns. That doesn't matter because points-wise it doesn't matter. I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do yet, but what I did go with is I went with full las cannons for the sponsons and for the whole mounted. So we're gonna have 4 las cannons on there. I did originally have the Volkite mostly for range, but the Kratos to me should be more of an anti-armor vehicle than not, and we have so many Volkite Culverins in the Cataphractii Terminator squad that I think we'll be fine for anti-infantry. And then we got Alfarius, and so. Yeah, we're cooking with gas. This is my 3,000 points for Alpha Legion. And yeah, let's move on to the next thing. All right, so the next video we're talking about, we got our Sealed Magic collection. So I did mention it before. I cleaned up the hobby room. And yeah, so we have I had all of these booster boxes and everything were in the boxes that they shipped in. So they were just in cardboard boxes, and they weren't very nicely displayed. And so I kept just looking at cardboard boxes. So we took them all out of the boxes. I didn't throw the boxes away. I kept them in case I wanted to ship them somewhere. They're all broken down. I put them on the bottom shelf. But we have some 2019 Commander, some 2018 Commander, some 2020 Commander. We got some Strixhaven Commander. We got a Commander Anthologies. We got a bunch of collector boxes. Unfortunately, I did overpay on the Baldur's Gate collector boxes. Got a good price on the new Capenna collector boxes and a good price on the Kamigawa collector boxes. Never opened my case of six Strixhaven boxes, so might be doing an unboxing. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure because Strixhaven, like the single prices for Strixhaven right now are not that good. So probably won't unbox those for a while. I'm gonna have to look to see. I think the booster boxes do have the ability to get some of the Lost Archive cards that are in Strixhaven or whatever the library cards that they had. But I don't know if those are in the draft boxes or not. But anyway, so we got our smattering of booster boxes, so that's pretty cool. I like looking at them, and now I'm like, oh, there's so much empty space on the shelf. I was a Patreon member for Alpha Investments for a long time. Since 2017, I was a Patreon member. And I recently stopped becoming a Patreon member for Alpha Investments, not because of anything Alpha Investments was doing, mostly just because I just don't buy as many Magic cards anymore. I mostly buy Warhammer, and I haven't bought, and so the price of draft boxes when I first started on that were $79.99 shipped, which was a perfect price. And then as Magic cards got more expensive and inflation got more expensive, I stopped buying as many Magic products. And I was still paying my Patreon membership every month, but there were months and months and months in a row where I didn't buy any Magic the Gathering products. And because either what was offered wasn't anything I wanted, or the prices were just a little higher than I had like spare capital to spend into them. Probably because I had bought a Warhammer army or something at that point in time. And so I'd been a Patreon for a really long time. And I was looking at my expenses, I was looking at my budget, and I was like, $20 a month, but I haven't bought in a while. And then what is on offer is just too expensive for me to want to get into. And that has nothing to do with Alpha Investments. Ruby's got, no problem. Shipping's always free, and the prices are comparable, and they're really good. Like they're always like below market, and then like it's a good buy if you have the money to buy. I just didn't have the money to buy anymore, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna step back, let someone else take the slot, because he. A year or two ago, maybe 3 years ago, he locked his patron cap, so he doesn't accept any. He's not adding any new patrons, so I think he's like 4,500 or 1,400 or something like that. So he doesn't have any more slots. So once I left, it's possible somebody might have snuck in there and like grabbed a slot, but he doesn't make any new accounts or new slots, I guess. But yeah, so I left. And then I know that if you leave, you cannot rejoin. At least that's the way he's explained it. Or if you leave, you're done. And I'm fine with that. I like there's some LGSs near me, and there's some places online where I can get Magic for just a few, like $10-15 more. And I like the idea of buying 2 boxes a set, maybe 3 boxes a set. But like, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy every month. Magic's just not in it for me. But the sealed collection does look nice, so we'll be trying to add to that. Dominaria United looks cool. The collector box prices are really high for the Legion cards, for the Lost Legends cards that I've seen pulled. It's not doing it for me. Like I haven't seen any really good Lost Legends pulled, and the percentage of pull rate, 1 or 2 per 6 boxes. No. And I mean, the cards in the set are probably good, but I don't think they're that good. Now, I do plan on making an Archer tribal deck with that new Archer that comes in there. Or just adding it to my existing Archer tribal decks. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, so I'll probably will get some Dominaria United set boxes at some point because draft boxes I don't know. I don't know if the set itself will hold up without the Legends cards. But the set boxes have the list in them, and there's some good cards in the list, so we might get some set boxes here in a little bit after I pay off some other debts. Yeah, so that's the Seal Collection. Let's move on. We did a project yesterday. This is another reason why I didn't buy any Magic, because I bought this huge garage shelf that you see right now. And yeah, it was on sale at Home Depot, and I think it was like, with delivery and everything, it was like $400-ish for delivery. So about what I would spend on 2 or 3 boxes of 400. I probably could get almost 4 boxes of Dominaria United, but it's not that big a deal. We need the storage in the garage because when my fiance moves in, she has a ton of holiday decorations, because I don't have any holiday decorations really. I have like a tiny little Christmas tree. It's like this big, and my cat keeps eating it, so like I put it on a top shelf somewhere. I don't have a lot of holiday decorations, but she loves the holidays. The choice words for what she says about the holidays. But yeah, so I got the garage shelf unit, and we're gonna be putting all of our holiday decorations up there, keeping it all seasonal. And what's on the shelves will get moved around. It's just what I have at the time. It does make the garage look a lot cleaner, so that's good. Yeah, so that's some of most of the B-roll. All right, so a few last topics. I went to Medieval Times for the first time. We went this past weekend. We got front row, and I would give Medieval Times a solid 6.5 out of 10. The show was good. It wasn't too long. The flow kept going. The food. So if I was just going for the show, I would think it was too expensive. If I was just going for the food, I would think it was too expensive. But for the show and the food combined, I think the value was okay for what I paid. I got some discount tickets. But it's not like, if like I didn't drink there. I don't think she got a smoothie. No, yeah, an icy or whatever they call those things. A slushy. I don't think she had any alcohol. But I think if you were drinking alcohol, it might be more entertaining. But the chicken was okay. The sausage was really good. So okay, the menu said corn. There was no corn. I did not get corn. The tomato soup that I started off with was meh. It was all right. The chicken was all right. I thought the chicken was pretty good. The sausage was really good. I really liked the sausage. That was a bonus. Bring more of that. That was delicious. Super spiced. A lot of herbs. Really liked it. The potato was all right. It was a potato. The dessert was basically like a frozen eclair that you get at the grocery store in that big box of chocolate stuffed eclairs. Like the ones that, they're frozen. Just leave them out on the counter for like a couple hours. They'll thaw out, and then you can eat them. That's basically what it was. But it was all right. It was just like full of filling. It wasn't Bavarian cream, but it was that other like whipped cream kind of filling. So it was all right. The Pepsi, because you get water, lemonade, or Pepsi, I think is the drink options. The Pepsi tasted weird. I don't know if it's flat or if I just haven't drank Pepsi in a long time, but like, yeah, it was just not my jam. Probably because I drink a lot of diet soda these days, and non-diet soda is less fizzy. At least it feels less fizzy to me. Or maybe the aspartame flavor, I prefer that now. But yeah, so been missing my fiance a lot. It's probably why my week's been kind of wiggy, because she flew out on Monday. Had to go. I went to work on Tuesday. Yeah, and then just like computers at work were slow. Just like it's just been like blah. But I've been working on running. I did some timed laps on Friday. I'm gonna do a timed mile tomorrow. That's my plan. I'm trying to see if I can get my mile at or under 8 minutes. But the amount of concentration to just run a mile nonstop without stopping. I know some of you are probably super fit or whatever, but running a mile nonstop is just so damn boring. So it's like, just keep going. Just keep going. So we'll see where we're at with that tomorrow. But yeah, and then yeah, but she's hopefully she'll be able to move out here in within the next month or two, hopefully. and we'll see what's going on from there. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see her around Halloween, because that's her season. All right, moving on. Last few things. I've been playing Fallout New Vegas. I was playing Fallout New Vegas, and I got to a certain good distance, but I had used console commands to get infinite caps, and then I bought all the weapons from the gun runners, and then it was just like, but I didn't have the stats for guns, and it just wasn't fun. And then so I was like, so I had when I played, I've had to restart the game so many times, like making new characters, that there's a part when you get past when you leave Goodspring where it gives you the option to just like completely re-edit your whole character and everything. So I saved right before that, and I always have that save file, just if I ever want to restart, I don't have to do everything all over again. And so I restarted my New Vegas campaign, got to that point, made a secondary save, so I still had that other one if I ever want to restart again. But this time I did max. I console commanded all my stats to 10 and all of my attributes to 100. So like barter and guns are all 100. And so my speech is everything's set to max. And so I just started playing yesterday. I think it was yesterday, just because I can't paint nonstop. My hands start to cramp up. So I was just like, we'll play New Vegas for a little bit. It's really interesting. My goal is to play the entire game, do every single mission before the end, and do all the DLC for New Vegas. So it's been pretty fun. I know it's like, oh, you're ruining the RPG experience by doing all this, and I'm like, but it's fun, and it's interesting seeing what options like there's there's a safe really early in the game. Where was that safe? That safe was in Prim, I believe it was. There's a safe in Prim that you cannot get to if you don't have like near 100 or I think it's 75 lockpicking you need. And at that point in the game, you probably do not have 75 lockpicking unless that's the only thing you invested points into. But inside that chest is it's a 357? I think it's 357 caliber revolver. That is super awesome. It's called Lucky. It's like super powerful. So like, and then like laser pistols and everything. So I've just been going through. I'm not going to use the cap cheat. I'm not going to use any more console commands. That's it. But I think this is going to be kind of a fun way to play through the game. And I played the modded version of Tale of Two Cities, where I did Fallout 3, and I went to New Vegas. And so it's kind of the same thing, because like when I got to New Vegas from Fallout 3, most of my stats were maxed out anyways. So I think this will be interesting. Yeah, so been enjoying New Vegas. Probably going to play that a little bit today. But Total War Warhammer 3, the Immortal Empires beta campaign, is out now. And so that's the other game that's kind of vying for my attention. The third game is Dawn of War, because I kind of want to replay Dawn of War. But Total War Warhammer 3, so far really good. I started playing through a campaign, and then I lost. So like I got destroyed. Karl Franz got wiped out by Facundus, which... Okay, look, you got a full stack of Karl Franz, but he does not have the demigryph yet, whatever it is. He doesn't have the griffin yet. He just had the barded warhorse. And Facundus, and I think maybe their levels were off, because like we went toe-to-toe out in the open, not near a settlement, and he just destroyed Karl Franz. And so I'm thinking like, okay. And then I tried to like reload another save, but it wasn't working. And so I restarted a whole new campaign, but this time, because I just could not take out the stupid Empire Successionists. They were stuck in fucking Harmsbrad, or wherever it was, that stupid mountain pass. And I could not take them out, because that mountain pass settlement was too powerful. And they kept harassing me. So I redid it, and then I basically made two armies as quickly as possible, went straight there. I loaded an army up with just the general and just spearmen, just nothing but spearmen, a full 20 stack of just spearmen, and just ran up there and started piking the crap out of them. I took the pass, so we have the pass now. But I kind of want it to, before I make a stream, before I start making a series where I record it and everything, I kind of want it to like get through the bugs, the beta, because there's a few things I've been noticing. Nothing big, just things that I'm thinking might be beta bugs. Um, but yeah, other than that, Total War's been great. It's been really fun, and yeah, I've been doing a lot of running and doing some running tomorrow. But what we're gonna do now is I think that's all my topics. So I'm gonna be leaving you here, and it's been thanks. It's been an hour. It's been long view. Don't know how many people have been here. Um, if you've been around this far, just hit the like button. And yeah, I'm gonna get some painting done, or I'm just gonna play some Fallout. Not 100% sure. Might do a mix of both, but hope you all have a good one and see you around. And yeah, it's been great, shirt guy, and hope you have a good Sunday or whatever day. And never forget. Bye.